battery went dead on this. I forgot to replace it. But progress has been really slow these last few days. It's been incredibly windy. Really cold. The other night I slept behind this abandoned school and it got down to about 36 degrees. Maybe in the morning I woke up, it was so cold I couldn't feel my fingers. Like, so I just packing alone, putting everything together, the tent and the clips, it was pretty difficult because I couldn't. What I was doing is I was taking my hands and I'd stick them down my pants to warm them up, and then I'd start clipping stuff. And the jacket that I have, it's meant more to keep the rain off than to really keep you warm. But that's what I've been wearing for the past few days. Right now I'm not, the weather's good. So I stayed at a place yesterday called Balmoral. I wasn't feeling too good. Because it was like 36 degrees when I got to my spot. It was like 42. But the sweat turned cold, and that's not a good position to be in. So I got to this place called Balmoral. Met some locals that are very cool, and I feel like I'm finally in the real Texas. As you can see, there's not a mountain in sight, not a hill. This, when they talk about the plains of Texas, well, this is it. But everybody here has been very hospitable, very nice. The people at Balmoral. I went to this place called Joe's Bar and Grill. Bought some nachos. Hands down the best nachos I ever had. They had brisket in them and cheese and jalapenos. It was like the first real meal I've had in a long time. It was really good. And the host was great. And they had this band and the state, and I felt like, okay, finally I'm in the real Texas, you know? And I'm looking around and there's all these. Last time I came through here with Jesse, I'm almost at Fort Stockton, but it was all dry. There was nothing, like not a speck of green, but they had rains during that period, and you see a lot of green, open country. It's really pleasing to look at. I had a flat tire this morning, couldn't find the hole in it, and my pump that I bought, it was useless. It wasn't pumping any air, but the good thing is that there's a gas station really close by. You guys saw that. So I was able to put air back in it. And I looked up bike shops in Fort Stockton, and apparently there are none. But there is a Walmart. So I'm gonna go into that Walmart and see if they have another bike pump to replace the one that I have. And then we'll find out what went wrong with the other tube. Maybe it's just a leaky valve. Been having issues with leaky valves lately. Maybe not. So, weather's great today. There's no wind. So I'm able to go a lot faster. I don't feel as tired. I'm making good progress. And by the time I get to Fort Stockton, it's about 52 miles, which in weather like this is nothing. I can keep going. But we'll see what happens when I get there, because I had a flat tire and I don't want to walk around with without my backup. I mean, I don't want to ride without my backup ready if it's just the tube. So we'll figure that out when we get to Fort Stockton. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting past it, because that's about as far as I've gone. And so getting past Fort Stockton to me is an important milestone, because it's beyond what I know, beyond what I've seen. And it's, you know, I'm setting a goal, setting an achievement, and it may not take, I'm not getting there as fast as I want to, but I think that's pretty typical, you know? You never, unless you have a concrete deadline, most goals that we set for ourselves are not achieved when we want them. It always takes a little bit more work, it always takes a little bit longer. So the key is to keep going until it's finished. Like I said, unless you have like a concrete deadline and you have all the tools and everything, all the resources necessary to be able to meet that deadline. In cases like this, there are so many things that when we set our goals that happen that are unexpected, right? So the weather, 35-mile-an-hour winds, well, that's unexpected. Even for the locals. The flat tire, that's expected, but the bad pump, that's unexpected. So even though all these curveballs are getting thrown at the goals that I'm setting, or the goals that we set for ourselves, the main priority is still, okay, I got this thing that happened, it's gonna stall me a bit, I gotta figure that out. And then something else might pop up. I have to expect that things are gonna pop up. All right, how do I figure that out? And you keep moving, you keep moving, you keep moving, keep moving. You have, there's this book, The Martian. It's a really great novel. They made a movie about it. The main character, Mark Watney, at the end of it, both in the film and in the book, he says that you can have problems. So you figure one out, and then you move on to the next one, and then you figure that one out, and then you move to the next one, and so on and so on. So for the challenges that I have in front of me, that all of us have in front of us, even if you're in that wheelchair, right? Even if you're in that wheelchair, you figure out one problem and you move on to the next one. You figure out the next problem, you move on to the next one, until finally we achieve that goal that we set for ourselves. And it doesn't have to be something huge. It doesn't have to be like a goal that says, oh, I'm gonna go all the way to Miami, right? That's the long-term goal. That's where I'm eventually gonna end up. But it's about, what is it that I can do today to get me closer to that? And am I doing everything that I can within my capacity to be able to do that today? Tomorrow will take care of itself, but today, am I doing that? And if I don't have the capacity, how do I get the capacity? If I fail and I'm not good enough at it, how do I make myself good enough? How do I figure that out, right? David Goggins spoke on that. That's not my concept, that's his. But some days might be really rough and unexpected, like the last day that I've had. Other days be smooth sailing like this with a couple of hiccups. But all in all, I think that if I can only speak for myself, continue to focus on these daily goals, and what am I doing today that's going to get me to that ultimate goal? Because the goal, and I might be a little long-winded, but the goal isn't just to Miami, right? It's not just making it to Fort Stockton today. It's not just, it's about the life that I want for myself, right? I have a vision for a life for myself. Are the things that I am doing today getting me closer to realizing that vision, to having that life that I want, right? And if I'm not, then that's something that needs to be examined. Why not? How do I fix that about myself so that I can stay on that path and get there? And a lot of people want to say, well, you know, I don't want to have big goals, big dreams, whatever, because they have a million different, everybody's got reasons why. The point is that there's a motivational speaker, Les Brown. He said, you know, if you shoot for the moon and you miss, you still land among the stars, right? And what I've been learning and reiterating about myself in this is like, look, I've got these goals for this life that I want, and I'm willing to work hard at it. I'm willing to cycle 3,000 miles for it, right? I'm willing to suffer the cold. I'm willing to suffer the discomfort. I'm willing to do all that to get there. But the goal that I have for the life that I want, if I don't set that goal, if I don't put my fears aside, my doubts aside, and just go for it, then I'm guaranteed to not get there. Let's say, for example, my goal is to get to Miami. Well, let's say God forbid that I don't get to Miami. Hey man, I got as far as Texas, right? And that never would have happened had I not set the goal to Miami. So it's the same thing in everything that I'm doing. I have a goal for my career, I have a goal for my business, I have a goal for my relationships, I have a goal for my friendships, all that stuff. If I don't take the shot, if I don't go for it, then it's guaranteed it's not gonna happen, right? But if I go all the way and I do my very, very best, I'm gonna get so much further than where I am now. And I'm hoping happier, right? Because I don't think that anything gives us a sense of satisfaction, a sense of personal fulfillment, more than achieving the goals that we set and keeping the promises that we make to ourselves, more than anyone, right? To ourselves, keeping those promises. And I think there's great satisfaction and purpose and fulfillment in that. All right, so I'll see you guys in Fort Stockton.